You probably won't be very surprised to hear that over the past few weeks I have received a bunch of messages requesting this movie, and I can tell you right now that yes, the hype is real. War of the Worlds is the worst movie of the year. Not only that, I'm going to go ahead and say that it's gonna be worse than any movie that comes out next year as well. Hey guys, welcome back to the show, and on this episode I'm going to be covering this new adaptation of War of the Worlds, which ends up being kind of a half movie, half commercial for Amazon. This movie was actually made during the pandemic. All of the actors were isolated and shot separately. It went through a lengthy post-production phase until it was finally completed in 2024, but it wasn't released until this past summer in 2025, exclusively on Prime Video. Now, in a recent interview on the YouTube channel Tony's Film Club, the producer of this movie claims that it was never intended to be a giant advertisement for Amazon, and they never intended on Amazon to release the movie. They thought that Universal was going to give it a theatrical release, which is hilarious. I could only imagine what the reaction would be if people had to pay to see this in a theater. But regardless of the intention, there's a reason why so many people feel this was a huge commercial, and you'll see what I mean throughout this video. The movie stars Ice Cube as Department of Homeland Security Officer William Radford, and he starts the day by going on his computer and, doing surveillance by looking at every camera feed known to man. And I guess he's trying to track down this super hacker by the name of Disruptor, and his boss is like, hey, we got the FBI team on standby for the Disruptor raid. Just gotta know where this Disruptor is. And Ice Cube is like, yeah, oh shit, he just posted a new YouTube video. Let me do some copy and pasting and find out where he is. But then he gets distracted because he's got a spy on his daughter because she's made a suspicious purchase.
Hey.
A muffin? Really? A muffin?
I mean, how can you expect this man to focus on the task at hand of pinpointing the location of this domestic terrorist suspect when there are people out there eating pumpkin muffins with zero protein? That's something that affects everybody. It's basically like eating a slice of cake for breakfast. How it became so socially acceptable, I'll never know. And if the internet has taught us anything, it's that there are threats everywhere. That's why he has to hack into her fridge camera to identify it all.
You need more protein.
I need to get to work.
No, you need to lay off the soy milk.
I mean, this is just crazy. What kind of a disturbed individual keeps a loose, uncovered bagel just sitting in the fridge without a plate underneath? And I like how the Guardian security software is able to provide such important information, like what school she goes to, what she's studying, who her baby daddy is. But is she a threat? That's unclear right now. I guess we'll have to wait until she eats that pumpkin muffin to find out. But oh wait, no more time to spy on every aspect of his daughter's life. His son bought a video game. Time to hack into his computer and delete it. Of course, his son isn't very happy about this, so there's an argument about how if Will doesn't spy on everybody, we're all going to die. But oh crap, wait! The location of the super hacker has finally come in. Time to commandeer a drone that happens to be flying right over top of that exact location so that he can sit back and watch all the action. But wait! Now his daughter's stupid boyfriend Mark is calling. And I guess not taking the call just isn't an option. And if you weren't aware of it going into this movie, it's around this point that it hits you. This is the movie. This entire thing is just going to be his computer screen. There's never going to be a scene with him in a different location doing anything else other than just sitting at his computer. This is what's called a screen life movie, which is a movie that takes place entirely on a computer screen or a phone screen, and I personally hate these types of movies. I find them really hard to get into. I have never seen one that I felt was really effective at what it was trying to do. With this movie, this is like a sci-fi action movie. There's no tension, there's no suspense. So Mark mentions that Faith, Will's daughter, is having a baby shower, and I guess Will didn't know about the baby shower. He was never invited. So he's like, maybe I should ask my daughter about it. Nah, on second thought, I'll just spy on her some more and then hack into her computer and start reading her text messages, because I'm sure none of this behavior is the reason why my kids kind of resent me. Now it's time to start browsing Facebook, because I guess there's nothing else to do while he's waiting for that search warrant. Okay, so at one point, a bunch of meteors start flying through the sky, and Ice Cube's reaction is just priceless. And suddenly, everything on his desktop is static. One thing you'll notice watching this movie is that everything happens so fast that it kills any sense of realism. Suddenly, within seconds of these meteors coming down, all of these news outlets are reporting on it. They've even already got reporters outside getting killed by these meteor crashes. It feels like literally no time has passed at all, and already there's Facebook posts, YouTube videos, news articles. There's so much thrown at you so fast that the gravity of the situation is lost in it. Of course, during this massive ongoing disaster, everybody is glued to their phone ready to message Will Radford, except his daughter. Where could she be? Gotta get a hold of her. Better try a Facebook message, that always works. Ah, damn it. Gotta quickly search all the cameras covering all the places she could possibly be and then instantly message her idiot boyfriend and tell him to go pick her up. Ah, crap, an emergency Zoom meeting. No time for that. My son Dave is trying to avoid getting hit by all the meteors crashing down.
Listen to me. Get out of there, now.
I mean, this is why fatherly advice is so important. There's no doubt that Dave would be totally dead right now if it wasn't for his father telling him to get out of there as he's running out of there. But there is a problem, Mr. Radford. You were supposed to be in a Zoom meeting like 60 seconds ago, when your boss told you about it. 60 seconds ago. There's no time to worry about your family during this worldwide cataclysmic event. You've already spent enough time spying on them and criticizing their breakfast choices, so you're probably gonna have to stay late to make up for that time as it is. But screw it, he has to save his son, which is as easy as just searching for his location and then giving him directions to, I don't know. He's like, go left, now go right, as if he's directing him to safety, even though there's no way for him to know where it would be safe to go right now. So finally, Eva Longoria is like, God damn it, get on Zoom! She's found one of the meteors, Will. You need to see this for some reason. And holy crap, it looks like it's aliens or something. So the DHS director is like, Will, I need your threat analysis of the tentacle right away. And I have to say, I don't think this is the right man for the job. I mean, he can't even come up with a threat analysis for his own daughter. Plus, I'm pretty sure he's not even paying attention. It actually looks like he's making a personal call. So the meteors start falling apart and out emerges some surprisingly low-grade CGI, and these alien robots start attacking everyone. And what I find so funny about this movie is that the characters in these terrifying situations still feel the need to keep their phone like right in front of their face. Like, holy crap, there's balls of fire falling out of the sky. Oh, there's alien robots blowing out my eardrums. But if he can't see my face, he might not think that I'm in danger anymore.
Oh my God.
Part of what makes this movie so hilarious are the reaction shots. Again, Ice Cube's character is just watching everything unfold on a computer screen, and we only get the one angle of him, so a lot of the reactions seem pretty disconnected from what's actually happening and don't really convey just how dire the situation is.
Thing is huge. God damn.
Governments have not yet determined what these things are.
Damn. But they blew up my house. They blew up my house, man.
Okay, so obviously these aliens are a massive threat, so what's Ice Cube gonna do? Leave the office and find his family to keep them safe? No, he's gonna open up a spreadsheet and start making assumptions about the aliens by watching videos of them, and then downloading the metadata, which somehow includes information on the aliens, like the distance they've traveled and how much they weigh. And now we have a montage of him going through footage from all over the world, analyzing, recording data, This must have taken a while. But then suddenly his daughter calls and there's an alien right in front of her, so he gives her some fatherly advice this time.
Get away from that, okay?
Now, you may be wondering why she even wandered outside in the first place with all this stuff going on. Well, it just goes to show. You can't think straight when you've eaten nothing but pumpkin muffins for breakfast. And now the alien takes down a helicopter and oh my god, no, her phone is hurt. But miraculously, it survived. And it's a good thing that right after that crash, her first thought was to pick up her phone and position it in a way so that it can see the giant piece of rebar sticking out of her leg. Because if that's not one for the gram, then what is? And wait a second, what time is it? 10:11? So you mean to tell me that everything that just happened, starting with Will joining the Zoom meeting, Eva Longoria exploring the meteors, the aliens emerging from the meteors, Will getting in an argument with his son, then calling his friend, the FBI agent who was in the middle of the street when the aliens started attacking with some sort of electrical pulse, watching news footage, messaging his boss, going through video footage of the aliens from various locations, analyzing the footage, recording the data, his daughter calling him and his daughter getting hurt, all took place over the course of 12 minutes? Okay. So Will is really concerned that her heart rate is way too high. I don't know, I think if it was me, I'd probably be a little bit more focused on the giant piece of metal sticking out of her leg, but then again, I'm not a father. So he calls 911 and wait a minute, now it's suddenly 11:04? What has he been doing for the past 53 minutes? Anyways, 911 is too busy and he can't get out of the building to come get her, so he does the next best thing, which is use a drone to spot a Tesla across the street, then copy and paste the license plate number so that you can easily hack into the car and control it remotely. I mean, this is the future we all wanted. How else are we going to protect our loved ones during the inevitable alien invasion?
Man, that was close.
Now I know what you're thinking. Geez, dude, your daughter was seriously injured and was inches away from being crushed by a giant alien robot. Show some emotion. Well, he doesn't have time for that. He's got to do a quick search to get her to a nearby hospital. And oh crap, look at that. They're all full. So he does some quick thinking and turns on the car's air conditioning, which I think is extremely considerate. I mean, this woman is pregnant with a giant piece of metal sticking out of her leg. There's all this death and destruction outside. She has no idea what's going on, but at least the inside of the car is nice and cool. I'm serious. But what, if you had the option, you gonna say no to that?
I don't blame you for not wanting me at your shower.
Could you imagine being in this situation and thinking, yeah, this seems about the right time to have this conversation?
I mean, I put you and your brother through a lot of pain.
If I was her, I would be like, dude, I couldn't care less about any of that shit right now. What exactly is happening? You're supposed to be like the overseer of everything, apparently. How about you relay some information? Anything, really. Well, the hospitals are all full, so you're gonna take me to a safe location? Okay, where? And then what?
We have to do this now?
I'm serious.
Kind of concerned about my health right now. Losing a lot of blood, and you're insisting on making this heartfelt apology? That tells me that you think I'm going to die and this might be your last chance to do this. But oh crap, the car's battery is really low. I guess instead of quickly explaining that, it's better to just hang up and then text her. Then he hacks into the cameras on Mark's delivery truck, and yes, obviously he's still working during all of this. I mean, an alien invasion is scary, but not as scary as what Amazon will do to you if you don't deliver all your packages. So he tells Mark to get to her location immediately. She's losing blood. And then he starts writing an email to Faith about how being a parent is hard. And this is clearly the best time to draft that email. I mean, what else is there to do? Hop on Zoom and present your findings and analysis of the situation to the president? That meeting doesn't start for another 60 seconds. Anyways, they start the War of the Worlds, and what's hilarious about this is that somehow the software is able to provide a live update of a global war, showing real-time numbers of things like casualties.
Victories and defeats are unpredictable.
That's a lot.
And Will is able to just sit there and instantly watch this war unfold.
Got him. Got him. Take your intergalactic asses back home. Back home.
And what's completely absurd about this is that it's 11:51 a.m. The meeting where they decided to start the war was at 11:25. So you mean to tell me all of this transpired in basically the last 25 minutes? Here's another way to look at it. Will gave Mark Faith's location before the meeting with the president even started. Mark still has not arrived at her location, and in that time, you've declared this war, and armies all over the world have made contact with the aliens and even destroyed several alien robots, and you're even declaring victories and defeats? So at one point, Faith decides to just pull the piece of rebar out of her leg because, you know, it's starting to get annoying, and maybe removing it will stop the bleeding. But it does the opposite, so they have to stop the bleeding somehow. Good thing Mark has packing tape and tapes the wound closed. Works like a charm. Okay, so the whole thing with the aliens is that they want our data. So they're breaking into data centers and releasing these little data-eating bugs. Why?
To get to the data.
The movie really makes sure to drill that home, just in case your eyes rolled so far back into your head that you haven't been able to follow what's been going on up until this point. So because the aliens are stealing all the data centers are shutting down, and this is causing jets and planes and helicopters to just fall out of the sky. Oil tankers are exploding because, you know, data centers. That's what keeps the planes in the air and the boats afloat. But what's even worse is that now without data, your photos will disappear from Facebook. And this might be the biggest tragedy of them all, because that's the one and only place where you keep your family photos. The Facebook page of your dead wife.
Remember to take out the trash today and be nice to the kids. Remember to take out the trash today and be nice to the kids.
Honestly, I am truly amazed by this man. His wife, Erica, passed away 4 years ago, and somehow, some way, he has managed to operate as a father without his wife reminding him on a regular basis to take the trash out and be nice to the kids. Well, Facebook is gone, but hey, looks like YouTube is still up, and it's the live stream from that hacker, Disruptor. And this is when Will gets an idea. He takes some audio from the stream and starts adjusting the pitch, and oh my God, it's his son.
It's you! It's you!
Yeah.
This whole time, it was his son hacking into the government and posting conspiracy theories online. What a totally believable twist. And it gets even better. This super hacker's password is Erica 2020. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to cover every single stupid thing that happens in this movie, but at one point they come up with a code that will destroy the aliens, but Will is going to have to get the code into the servers manually. But he doesn't have a thumb drive. But wait, Mark does. And how is Mark going to get him the thumb drive? By using Amazon Prime Air. As long as Will actually goes on Amazon.com and buys the thumb drive, because, you know, it's gotta be official. So Mark starts flying the drone, but the aliens start attacking it, and it falls to the ground. Well, I guess they're screwed. But wait, there's a homeless guy living in a tent under the bridge. So all they gotta do is click on his picture and that will give them his phone number. So they start texting this guy like, hey, can you go and flip that drone over? And he's like, what are you, crazy? I'm not going out there. There's aliens all over the place. And they're like, we'll give you an Amazon gift card. I'm not joking. That's what happens.
Wait, give him an Amazon gift card for $1,000.
$1,000 Amazon gift card? Maybe now I can start putting the pieces of my life back together. Yeah, one piece at a time with Amazon.com. Just as long as they shipped to my address of under the bridge. But I won't be living here for much longer. Yeah, everything's gonna start getting better. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm gonna go... Shit. There's so much working against this movie. The actions of the characters aren't believable. The plot is ridiculous, and it's not exactly a masterclass when it comes to acting. One of the biggest things that sticks out to me is the ridiculous timeline. As I mentioned earlier in the video, the sequence of events happens so fast that it's laughable. And when they actually show a passage of time, it's for like 15 minutes, which I guess is actually pretty lengthy when it comes to this movie, because this story takes place over the course of a few hours. And in the end, Amazon saves the world, basically. It's one of those movies where you really gotta see it to believe it. It's totally deserving of all the criticism that it's getting. I would actually recommend checking it out because you probably get a few laughs out of it. I want to thank all of my supporters on Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon, and my YouTube channel members. I want to thank all of you for tuning in, but that's pretty much it for this one, and I'll see you all next time. $1,000 for Amazon. What am I gonna do? Have them ship clothes to under the bridge? This is actually really insulting. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually not gonna move the drone now out of spite. What do you think about that? Zero protein? You might as well just kill yourself. Just eat a bleach muffin. You gotta have some kind of protein in that muffin. Like just, you know, I don't know, just throw some steak in there.